Welcome back, Aluxers. Today's video is all about advice. The internet and media are filled with advice about how to live better, work better, and do pretty much anything under the sun better. Some tips are more helpful than others, some more original, and some just plain wackier than others. But we thought we'd take a look at a few age-old pearls of wisdom that a lot of us are still really bad at getting right. They have a few things in common. First, we think they're worth following. Second, we've all heard them before, from our parents, teachers, or friends, from philosophers or public speakers, even in the lyrics of a song. Of course, also on inspirational quotes on our Facebook walls. And finally, we're not saying that literally everybody ignores these, but let's be honest, a lot of us still do, and even the best of us could be reminded of some of them once in a while. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out. And while you're watching this video, why don't you try to ask yourself, how many of these do you really get right all of the time? Let's get started on our journey toward enlightenment and look at 15 pieces of good advice that nobody, okay, almost nobody, listens to. Number 1. Figure out what you really want from life. Know yourself is an ancient piece of wisdom attributed to many Greek thinkers, including Socrates and Plato. Who said it first doesn't really matter. The point is, how many people go through life in a rush, following a path that's been set out by their parents, peers, teachers, or by advertising in the media? Often, we're so busy rushing toward the next goal that we forget to ask, is this what we really want? We're so occupied studying for exams or saving up for the deposit on the house that we don't have time to ask, will it really bring us satisfaction? Every now and then, take some time out to work out exactly what you want from life and refocus your goals accordingly. Number 2. Do what you love. Over the years, different people have said it differently. In ancient China, Confucius said, "Do what you love." Another version would be, figure out what you actually love doing and find a way to get paid for it. But how many people actually manage to do something that they really love for a living? A lot of people hate what they do. Some fool themselves into thinking they like what they do for a while. Only the lucky few can truly say they get satisfaction from their job. Whatever it is you're passionate about, if you manage to do it for a living, that passion will make you far better at it than something you don't enjoy, and that will translate into success and happiness. Number 3. Aim high and go outside of your comfort zone. Go for job interviews even if you don't think you have much of a chance. If you keep on doing this, eventually you'll figure out how to get your foot in the door. Ask people out on dates who you think are out of your league. Of course, accept it when somebody says no. But the point is that by aiming higher than you normally would, you're making yourself raise your game. And you're learning about how the game operates above the level you're used to, and what once seemed unobtainable, after a while is well within your reach. Number 4. Treat hardship as an opportunity and stop moaning. Hard times happen to all of us, and some people just crumble and complain, while others ask themselves, how can we learn from it, grow, and use it as an opportunity? When something's wrong, realize what you can change and what you can't. The things you can change, change them. The things you can't change, you'll just have to accept for now, and moaning about them is a waste of time and emotional resources. Use this approach and you'll find that with time, the number of things you can influence and change will increase, and you'll be more in control of your life. Number 5. Start investing early and plan for your retirement. We've all been told this, but not many of us follow it. Why? When you're young, most people don't have much money, but they have a million fun ways to spend it. Investing money just doesn't seem like it makes sense, and maybe you figure that one day you'll walk into a dream job that will make endless sums of cash flow in, and it won't matter if you started investing early or not. Well, research says it does matter. If you start investing wisely in your 20s, a couple of decades later, the difference between your bank account and the bank account of somebody who didn't could be a six-figure sum or more. Sacrifice a few nights out earlier on in life and get into a habit that will save you financial worries and bring you luxury later on. Number 6. Don't make assumptions based on incomplete information. The saying, "don't judge a book by its cover," falls into this category. We all make assumptions about why somebody's made a particular life choice, about why someone gave us a cold look, or what they meant by that short text message. Assuming why people form a different culture, act differently from us, assuming you're not fit for a job you'd really like to apply for, or assuming that someone you're interested in romantically is coming on to you when they're just being friendly. All of these are seeds that can grow into misunderstandings, conflict, or shut off opportunities. Your assumptions could be right, but don't count on it when you don't have all the evidence. Instead, make the effort to find out. Number 7. Be a good listener. To be fair, some people are good at listening, but a lot are bad, even terrible. The bad listeners often think if they talk a lot, it's going to impress people, and they're totally wrong. They don't even listen to what the other person has to say. This is a huge turnoff. We all know one person who talks for hours but never listens. Socially, they're a real pain, and professionally, they're impossible to work with. We're not saying don't talk, but just be equally good at listening. Don't make endless monologues. Ask questions. Give other people the chance to speak and be interested in what they have to say. It'll make you more interesting and open doors for you. It'll also boost your chances in your search for a romantic partner. This is totally gonna sound like another cheesy cliche, but what the hell, let's say it. Being a good listener is sexy. Number 8. Accept that you don't know that much. Or as Socrates put it, true knowledge exists in knowing that you know nothing. Don't talk BS is another variation. Do you know somebody who always claims they know more than they really do? Sometimes they're actually kind of smart, but just not as smart as they think they are. And that's why they end up looking dumb. The most intelligent people are happy to admit when they don't know something, because they know they can't possibly know everything and they don't feel insecure about it. Sure, if you're supposed to be a specialist in a field and don't know your subject, that's a sign you need to brush up on your knowledge. But even then, it's better to say, "I don't know, I'll get back to you," instead of bluffing your way through it, which people will quickly see through. Number 9. Learn something new every day. Sure, admit when you don't know something, but who doesn't want to be skilled or knowledgeable? An expert in a field or even a few fields. If you haven't got there yet, how do you do it? Little by little, my friend. Set yourself a target to learn something new every day. Each step forward may seem small, but over time it will accumulate and you'll master your field of expertise. Number 10. Be patient and persistent. How easy is it to come up with a big idea or to dream about the rewards you hope will come at the end? Very easy, right? How easy is it to actually follow through? That's the tough part. A lot of people give up too soon or never even get started. Break it down into small steps. Figure out what you have to do day by day and keep going until you're there. As an ancient Chinese proverb says, "A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step." Take that first step, which is often the hardest one, and once you're moving, just keep going forward until you get to where you want to be. Number 11. Love takes work. How many Hollywood movies end with the two romantic leads finally getting together and we're supposed to assume they live happily ever after? Well, statistically, if they get married, close to 50% of them will end up getting divorced. Sure, if they're not happy together, then that's the right decision. But it could be because they've bought into this myth that once you find the one, as if such a thing exists, everything's smooth sailing into the sunset, like in the movies, and they forget to put in the effort because the movies never taught them that part. Well, all relationships take effort. Understanding each other, doing chores you don't want to do, accepting your different opinions about how the world should be, or about where to go on vacation. Put the effort in, and it will pay off. Number 12. Don't try to please everyone. It's normal to feel this urge, but there's a good reason why you should stop trying. It's impossible. Everybody has different values, different things they hold sacred, and different opinions about the right way to do stuff. Whatever you do, the way you dress, the career you choose, how you spend your money or raise your children, you're going to be criticized by somebody. And when it comes to the political views you express, you can be sure someone's going to criticize you for that. The important thing is to know what you hold sacred. Have conviction in your beliefs, and remember that caring too much about what people think will hold you back. Number 13. Don't make decisions when you're emotional. Your kindergarten teacher probably worded it differently. Maybe they told you to count to 10 before you react. That's because your brain is clouded by strong emotions. On the school playground, it could be anger, but in other cases, it could be ecstasy or fear, and you're not in the best state to be making judgment calls. You need to calm yourself before taking any action. Counting to 10 in kindergarten is the first technique most of us learn to manage strong emotions. It gives us time to get yourself out of the emotional state you're in and see things more objectively. And it's only then we'll figure out the best course of action. Number 14. Remember to look after your health. This one doesn't need much explanation, but boy, do a lot of people neglect it because they're busy, lazy, complacent, or usually a combination of it all. Eat healthy, exercise, and if something seems wrong, check it out with the doctor sooner rather than later. Solve small problems now and you'll steer clear of much bigger ones later on. Number 15. Learn from your mistakes. How many times have you heard people saying, "You learn from your mistakes"? Well, we should, but very often we don't. If everybody learned from past mistakes, wars would have disappeared centuries ago. Some people are really bad at applying lessons from the past, and they fall into the same traps over and over again. But if you're smart, you can learn from mistakes. It's something entrepreneurs need to do because, yep, if you're new to the business world, you're going to make some mistakes for sure. Those of us who actually learn from them will have higher levels of success and fulfillment in the long term. So, Aluxers, have you been counting? Post in the comments how many of these you really think you get right all the time, and which of these do you think you get wrong most frequently? We'd love to hear what you have to say and be honest. And of course, for sticking with us until the end, here's your bonus. One last pearl of wisdom that sounds incredibly cheesy, but it actually has a lot of truth in it. Life's about the journey, not the destination. Maybe you've seen it on inspirational quotes with pictures of sunsets or cornfields. Maybe you've once heard it in a song, but you're struggling to remember which one. For the record, the song is Amazing by Aerosmith. But it's true. If you fixate on the faraway outcome that you're building toward and make endless sacrifices to get there, you're probably doing it wrong. Yes, have goals and work toward them, but don't ever think of them as a final destination. You might never get there, and if you do, it isn't going to last forever. Nothing does. Sure, you have your sights set on great things you want to achieve, but make sure you enjoy the journey as well. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question on our website, Alux.com. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.